All right. Brothers and sisters, back at it again with another video. Today, I wanted to come to you and give a review on a book entitled The Intentional Millionaire. The Intentional Millionaire by Fran Harris. So I came across Fran Harris a couple years back. I was checking out on social media. I was looking at another influencer's page, and they was offering a challenge, a 3-day challenge, and Fran Harris has to happen to be part of it. Come to find out that she was all over the news and traveling around the world, interviewing and connecting with all kind of professional entrepreneurs, business owners that ran seminars, authors, and all kind of things she was involved in. So I sat through the training, and one of the things that she did for those that came and joined her training, she sent them a copy of this book right there, The Intentional Millionaire. So I got my hands on it. A lot of valuable nuggets inside of the book, and I want to be able to share some of that with you today. All right. So when you look at this book right here, it drives home a major point. So many of us are subscribing to be multimillionaires, decamillionaires. Some of us have already accomplished those feats already. But it's a nice amount of us that are still on the journey, still on the way to accumulate our first million. And so this right here, I know when you look at videos online, it makes you feel like you're going to make $1 million next month by just speaking some affirmations, naming it and claiming it. All right. Right here, it talks about you being intentional with your actions. There are certain actions that have to be taking place for you to be able to generate that type of money. All right. So one of the quotes that she put in this book was, the distance between where you are and where you want to be is much shorter than you think. So the distance of getting to that million or millions is not impossible. There are so many individuals that struggle with the inferiority complex. There's so many individuals that deal with the poverty mindset and believe as if they would never be able to realize or actualize $1 million. And so, first of all, we have to shift the mindset, and we have to understand that it's closer than what you really think is. That's what Fran is saying in here. Also, anything is possible with a good plan, positive attitude, and a coach who's committed to help see you grow. Another one of the nuggets inside of the book right here. And looking inside of yourself for the answers. A lot of times we have answers inside of ourselves from our life experiences, the experiences that we had dealing with other individuals. And this is why I emphasize, for those of you that have heard me talk about the think tank, there are times where you sit down with a blank sheet of paper and write down some of the things that you've been able to deal with in the past, and you can draw from those experiences the losses and the successes, and you can gain a victory through your finances that way as well. Financial freedom is not only the result of desire, it's the result of intention. That's the whole purpose of this book right here, is intention. Not just thinking that something's going to happen by osmosis, not just thinking that something's just going to happen by happenstance, but that we have to be intentional with our money, making deliberate actions, saving money, investing, paying ourselves first. These are the things that when it talks about one of the major detriments in this book, the deterrence that hinder a person from achieving financial success is in this book. It's talking about a person not paying themselves first. If you heard my breakdown about the richest man in Babylon, you see that was mentioned in that book as well. It's one of the greatest wealth principles of all time in the self-help movement. Is pay yourself first. And in that book, it mentioned 10%. It said, unless we are stretched beyond what we perceive to be our limits, growth is impossible. And that's what I'm here to do today. I want to help stretch you. I want to help by putting out these different videos about these different authors and these different books, that they will help stretch you and your understanding, because the heart of him that have understanding seeks knowledge. I want to provoke you to go seek knowledge about your finances, about books about personal development, self-development, and you have to be intentional, as his book says. Write down a statement of intention. This is challenging you to go to the next level. It says to write down a statement of intention of your desired outcome with your finances. Do you have a 6 month plan? Do you have a year plan? Where do you want to be at 1 year from now with your finances, 5 years from now? Are you intentional about it, or are you just going to wing it and continue to wing it? And a lot of times we wing things, we end up wasting a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort because we are not planning. And you know what the main saying was, as it relates to planning, they said if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Dangerous habits. It talks about dangerous habits and beliefs inside of this book. All right, one of them, like I said earlier, is not paying yourself first. It talks about organization, how important it is to be organized. And a lot of us have clutter everywhere, all around our house, in our living room, in our kitchen, in our offices, papers, receipts, books, folders all over the place. Where it talks about in this book right here that this is one of the ways to help you to take back control of your life is to practice discipline and organize your area. Ask advice from others. Getting a coach. A coach is key. And so, if you want to be proficient in your finances, it will be wise to get a financial coach, someone that's been through the journey. All right. They say if you want to get advice, ask someone that's coming back from the trail, the place where you're on your way to. Ask someone that's coming back from the other direction, and they can advise you on the path that you are about to embark upon. It talks about focusing on these three types of income. It talks about the active income, the passive income, and the residual income. And it gives examples of all of these. It talks about ways to build your financial empire. And it also goes into you being intentional and deliberate and devising a plan for your financial affairs. So that's in the gist of everything. This book right here, I highly recommend. I highly recommend that you go get this book right here. It could be a major increase to you on your journey of profitability, of financial increase and abundance. Be intentional. If you want to be a millionaire, you're going to have to be intentional. You're going to have to make certain steps. You're going to have to turn down certain things. You're going to have to be wise with your money. You're going to have to be a financial steward. And it also talks about the affirmations in here. Speaking these positive affirmations over yourself, to yourself, and about yourself. And wealth affirmations. It talks about that in this book right here. These are some of the things that this book would inspire you to do. All right, so I recommend that you go get you a copy of this book. This book right here is an amazing book. There's a lot of great nuggets in here. Of course, I didn't share all of the nuggets inside of this book. I did not want to bore you with all of my notes, but I just wanted to share with you some key things that you can take into consideration as you are on your journey of becoming financially free. So I hope this video right here is a great increasing for you, and that it will continue to help you to level up in your finances and in your business. Until the next time we see each other again.